focusing on the fact that the Saints, okay, wanted to have their little slave pass. They want all their fans to be fully booped or with a negative COVID 1984 test, or guess what? They don't want your business. They want to say, you know what? No, thank you. And there's a lot of different aspects to this, but because of this, okay, tickets are now going for the price of $1. And in the kind of immortal words of RoboCop, a film that was extremely prophetic in many ways and is continuing to come true on levels a lot of people can't even imagine, I won't buy that for $1. So you betcha, NFL tickets, the Saints, what's that? $1. $1. Why? Because they want your slave pass otherwise. And here's the deal. This is not going to change the policy, unfortunately. I think that people shouldn't go. I think that they should protest. I think they should have record low numbers. I love the fact that, this is happening. But at the end of the day, it shows you that this is not just about monetary profit. And that the predator class at the top is playing the long game. Now, I want you to think about this too. Today, the military across the board said there are 800,000 service members, okay, that are going to face martial law. Not martial law. We're facing martial law. Court-martial, because they haven't taken the shots yet. And as I warned you, all of these will be authorized by the FDA. Boosters will be authorized by the FDA. The CDC head there, the talking mouthpiece, just said, yeah, booster time, and admits that there's no data to show that boosters are going to work against transmission, but there's hope. There's hope. I often hope that the war criminals behind COVID 1984 will do jail time, hardcore prison time for their war crimes. The data, unfortunately, shows otherwise. I'm a grown-up. I'm not a propagandist. I'm going to comment on that and let people know about it, right? I'm going to tell them the truth. They're going to say, we're hoping. But the thing is that even that is an inversion of reality, because if you think that these people are hoping for an outcome where we get our freedom back, where there's less authoritarianism, where the middle class thrives, where the suburbs grow, well, no, that's not the case. And I want you to think long and hard about this. They've done such a poor job, despite all the authoritarianism, despite all the propaganda, despite all the Bernaysian slogans of 2 weeks to stop the spread, alone together, pandemic of the unvaccinated, all these slogans, right? We're in this together, all that bullshit. And right now, their slave pass is failing so badly that for $1, you can go to an NFL game. $1. I mean, I want you to think about that. There are some things, many things, in fact, on the McDonald's or Wendy's menu that used to be $1, right? That are now on the value menu, and those things are going to cost you more than a ticket to a Saints game. I mean, the irony is kind of overwhelming for sure. But I think it shows you there's still a lot of resistance out there. And right now, we need to resist everything. So I'm applauding everybody. In fact, if you did buy tickets under this, whether you are booped or not, you should be ashamed of yourself. I will not go to any venue, except to protest or expose them that want some kind of a digital passport or a piece of paper to allow me to enjoy entertainment or go anywhere for that matter. I won't fly on a plane because I won't wear a slave mask. because I'm not a slave. And people got to stand up and start acting like, hey, I'm not a slave. This is it. Comply with nothing. Okay? You know, I was talking to my brother today who's still in New York, and he had to go to a sports meeting with his kid, my niece. And, you know, again, she's been robbed of so much over the last 18 months. Been quarantined twice, my niece. Okay? And, I mean, this is really affecting my family. I mean, I got 2 family members on vents right now. You know, my mother just texted me about it. You know, she said to me, you know, your uncle thanks you and he loves you. And he just wants to say that, you know, you've been great through this, even though he hasn't listened. You know, I want to cry. You know, no matter what I do, I cannot reach some people, including my own family. But my brother goes into this meeting, and, you know, at first, you know, it seems pretty normal on the hallway. You know, some people aren't wearing masks. Some people are. There's a big sign on the door when they go in, right, that they're supposed to wear a mask. My brother's done. Good for him. Him and his daughter don't mask. God bless them. And, you know, as other people see that, they get the strength to take their masks down too. And then he goes to the next sports meeting. I believe this was the field hockey one. And unfortunately, they were the only 2. They were the only 2. Look, I'm telling you, this New York City key to the city pass is the key to your slavery. New York State, right now. In fact, if you go to Robert Kennedy Jr.'s Twitter page, I believe there's a link. And right now, the union workers are protesting in the thousands right now in New York City. You can go watch it, against mandates, against this authoritarianism, against this madness. Okay? But New York State, man, they got your kids. Forget about wanting them. They got them. They got your kids, man. You know, my one niece, in like an hour and a half, maybe a little less, she's going to gymnastics after she's been in school all day. And unfortunately, even in school, she says about a quarter of the kids, you know, I asked her, I go, well, how many kids are in your class? She told me 24. And I go, well, how many kids had masks on today? And she goes, well, there were 5. I was like, okay. So yeah, right around one quarter. But she goes, but their parents are strict. No, their parents are fucking brainwashed. Their parents are fucking brainwashed. So, you know what? It's not, here's the thing. We got to do more than just vote with our dollars. That's step 1. We got to encourage people not to go along with any of this. Number 1, that's numero uno, right? But then on top of not encouraging people to go along with any of this, we literally have to publicly shame those that would go along with this, and then try to make it so we have to, and restrict our access to our lives as free human beings. Make no mistake about it. That's what this is about. This is the takeover. And they'll do it incrementally. They have been doing it incrementally. They're doing it by locality. You know, Biden is telling you he wants workers to have this, and their employers to make them all across the board. And I told you they were going to do this. Why do you think, other than they hate that the middle class has any power whatsoever, why do you think they went after them and those kind of businesses? Because they wouldn't mandate this stuff. They don't want to be a part of this stuff at all. And if they could gut them as best they could, if they could coerce them with payments, they'd do it. And they did it. So thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. The Saints are getting what they deserve. Any sports team that wants to go along with these ridiculous mandates will also get what they deserve. And I'm sorry, but you got to have a model where I'm not being tested. I don't need a passport. I don't need a digital QR code. I don't need your hate and lies. Rockfin. Go to Rockfin, make the free account. Check me out there. The links are down below to financially support me. I absolutely love you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the flip side.